still not quite awake yet, so forgive me. I'm still getting there. Um, Hello, lovelies. As you all know, I am your host, Wicked Raven, and today I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different on my channel. I wanted to do a coffee talk with you guys since it's currently 9:30 in the morning. I know that I've been absent from the YouTube and Twitch scene, and I have a lot of good reasons for that. I also have some not good reasons for that. But I kind of wanted to chat with you guys for a little bit and let you know of some of the stuff that's going on in my life, some of the updates that I'm hoping to do for the channel, and some gaming news that I'm super excited about. So kind of just want to do a relaxed live stream, just kind of chat some things out with you guys. Have an open discussion in the chat. If you guys have any questions about anything, or if you guys have any feedback of things that you'd like to see me do, things that you'd like to see on the channel, anything like that. I know a lot of my subscribers don't really give a lot of feedback in the comments or like or dislike the videos, and I know that some of you still watch my content and haven't subscribed yet, so do me a favor and go down to that little red button and hit subscribe, because then you'll see whenever all of my content comes out, and that includes the video gaming content that I've been doing, and anything else that I decide to do, like this coffee talk. I do plan on doing a couple of vlogs, but nothing to intrude on the point of this channel, because the point of this channel is to have the horror gaming community come together and have a great time in coming along for a ride whenever I play a horror game. I have had some ideas to include on the channel, like maybe some horror book readings, nothing too incredulous, I guess, but like poetry and stuff like that. But I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about the reason why I created this channel. The reason why I created this channel, well, before that, let me check some. All right, sorry, I'm trying to make sure that the music isn't overwhelming the conversation. So the reason why I created this channel initially under Chin and Tea was because I wanted to do, let me start from the beginning. As most of you all know, my best friend Ashley passed away over a year and a half ago. And the Ashley Langbeam Project group that I am involved with always does something on her birthday in January. And so this past year, they decided to do something Alice in Wonderland themed, because she absolutely adored Alice in Wonderland, like so much. And I remembered that, I knew that one of Ashley's favorite games was Alice Madness Returns, and I actually had a chance to play it on the PS3 at one point when she had let me borrow it. I actually ended up never finishing it, which I kind of felt bad for, but and I really felt bad for after I finished it in the live stream because it was a really good freaking video game. um, but excuse me. One of the things that Ashley and I always discussed and were passionate about were some of the YouTube gaming channels that we both watched from time to time, and all of the video games that we saw come out of that. And we also were very much we had a big interest in horror games, dark, gritty games, things that would make your mind melt, philosophical games that had kind of a dark turn to it, or a dark atmosphere, anything kind of realistic, in terms of concept of realism. But one of the things that I always wanted to do was to start a YouTube channel for video gaming, primarily for horror games. And so I kind of saw this as my opportunity to do something that would maintain her memory and the memory of our friendship and sisterhood, and do something to dedicate to her, for lack of a better phrasing. And once that kind of kicked off, with the 25 Days of Madness live stream, and I picked 25 days because that was how old she would have been 25 this year. And I loved the experience of doing the live stream. I loved the experience of being able to share the stories that I had with all of you and kind of reminisce on all of the good things that happened in our friendship. And I have a lot of regrets towards the end of her time here. I didn't talk to her as much as I wanted to. The last time I talked to her, it was over something really stupid, boy problems, whatever. But she said, and I, in that conversation, I said, I'm really sorry for not keeping up with you. I didn't really say that I missed her, but she kind of knew. I really missed being able to pick up the phone and talk to her. She called me a couple times, and as much as I love Langbean, it was hard for me at that point because I had just started a new job with a new company, with a new career field. And I was trying to get focused on that. I was trying to maintain my relationship with my boyfriend at that point. We had some struggles at the beginning. We're doing great now, just so you know. But there were a couple bumps in the road that we kind of had to hash out. And every time she called, I always remembered that I needed to call her back like 2 days later, and I felt so bad. And I wish I had called her more. I wish I had taken the 3 or 4 hours to talk to her. And it's just and one of the things was one of the things that kind of happened was we got into a really big argument my last semester there, and we kind of lost track of each other for a little bit. We did end up making amends over the argument, but we just kind of lost touch. And I really hate that because she meant the world to me. As a person who didn't have a lot of friends when I was growing up, two staples of my life have been my best friend Mara and my best friend Ashley. And their place in my life changed me for the better. And it's, and on a couple of the live streams, it was really, really hard to talk about it because at that point, I hadn't really talked about what happened, and I hadn't talked about her and my relationship. And I had never had anyone close to me pass away before. So the new feelings of grief, the constant struggle of my changing emotions, and a lot of stuff that just kind of built up. And I've never been an angry person. I've never really been an aggressive person. I've always been a passionate person who's really excited about the littlest things in life. And I am a goofy person. I'm a weird person. I'm a total nerd. And it's always the little things that I appreciate about life. But as kind of time went on, I have been struggling with a lot of anger control. And it's not been like I'm going around beating people over the head. It's just from my past, I've never really learned to be angry at people. Like, it's, without going into too much detail, I always had a lot of personal interactions with people who would handle their anger in the wrong way towards another person. And I kind of always shied away from that because, whenever somebody started yelling at me or there was fighting going on, I would just run away and hide, and my anger would come out in tears as opposed to, lashing out or screaming at someone, because I didn't want to turn into the person that I was interacting with at that point. And so I've had to deal a lot with anger and being angry and being okay with being angry. It's hard to kind of take a step back and say, okay, well, I'm really pissed off right now, and I kind of want to beat a pillow at this point, but okay, give me 5 minutes to kind of cool down and get my thoughts together, and we'll talk. And that's the thing that's really important, is that a lot of people who don't really know how to control their anger don't know how to take that step back and just breathe, because being angry clouds your mind and does not help with communication and solving a problem. You're just angry. And being angry is something that is okay. You don't have to not be angry at anything at any point. But my issue is like, this was something new that I didn't realize was going to happen. And I think in my opinion, it kind of stems from the grieving process that I'm going through. So I've personally had to deal a lot with trying to control my own anger. I have more of a bad habit of, hi, Dan. And that is true. Is like, anger. I had somebody in the chat just say anger leads to hate, hate leads to the dark side. And honestly, we'll get into that philosophical conversation later. But I've never been an angry person. I've never been a hateful person. I've never been a person to hold a grudge. But for the last couple months, I've noticed a change in myself where I'm like, okay, I'm really angry about this one little thing that happened, and I cannot let it go. Like, I will stew over it for days. And I've never been that kind of person. So I'm kind of in between, okay, how do I handle this? And why am I really angry about this? Kind of thing. And that's been one of the things emotionally that I've been trying to go through. And, as much as I like to recommend people go see therapists and counselors to, talk out their problems and see how things are going and improve yourself as a person by working through things and creating a step-by-step process of how to deal with things, not everybody has the money to be able to do so. And a lot of stuff has changed lately where I was hoping to be able to have someone to be able to go and talk to on a professional level and see how I can handle these things. But things have not worked out that way. And it's a lot of the things that I've been experiencing lately in terms of emotions and ideas and changing beliefs and things like that have been because I've been in a grieving process. And I hate this about myself. I really don't go out all that much with friends. Like, I can't even remember the last time I hung out with my friend Amanda. I kind of have to force myself to go out and enjoy life. And I really hate that about myself. But I'm also an introvert with extrovert tendencies. So it's not always bad. Or it's not always like that. But it's, all these people that I want to see, it takes time. And in my opinion, my core belief for holding friendships is to, time is the most valuable thing that I personally can give to anyone. And a lot of people nowadays really take advantage of that, which is why I don't really have a lot of friends. Because my time is all that I have. And it's even more true now since I've experienced all of this stuff for the last year and a half. Time is the most valuable thing that we can give to people. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people understand. They don't really, they're like, oh, I have all the time in the world. And it's like, no, I don't. And so I'm very particular about who I spend my time with and around. And I've been trying a lot harder lately to be sure to spend my time around a positive environment with positive and supporting people. And I have a whole group of amazing friends who do just that for me. And, Shawn and I also do a lot of nerdy stuff and conventions on the weekends and hanging out with family, and they understand, if we can't, it's like I'll contact somebody and say, hey, I really miss you. I would love to try and get some time scheduled in so that I can spend some time with you because you're awesome and you're amazing and you're my friend and I care about you. And then, the schedule gets crazy, things in life happen, and, it turns out I don't have a lot of time to see my friends or even make a phone call. But that's something I've really been trying hard to get better about after kind of reminiscing about mine and Lane Bain's relationship is I want to just take 5 minutes to call somebody. I'll send somebody a text just saying, hey, I miss you and I love you and I really hope you're doing well. And if you aren't, I'm sending you all of my positive energy and good vibes so that things turn out well for you. So kind of going off of a tangent there, but it back to the reason why I started this channel. This is something that I am passionate about. I love video games. I love horror stuff. I love the dark and gritty. I love the realism in your face. And, there are some times where there are going to be some days where it's harder than others because I am dealing with this grieving process that I've never experienced before. And it hits a little bit closer to home because that is something that Ashley and I shared. But I also know that she would want me to share that with everyone else because that is something that we went gaga over. It was just, oh, this had such a dark twist to it. It was so good. Or, this movie is so dark and philosophical. It's amazing and it's so real. And, I realize that kind of sounds like kind of hipster, but sincerely, and it wasn't even just the dark stuff, like I've said in the past. She was the happiest goth girl I've ever met in my entire life. She was the most, giddy goth girl, and I loved that about her. And it was just so unique, and it was just really her. But the reason why I started this channel was because I wanted to share those passions with everyone else, and I wanted to share my story of my relationship by playing a game that she absolutely loved and sharing it with the world because she deserves nothing less. And she never will. She deserves the universe and more. And I wanted to be able to share my relationship, my experiences, my grieving process, even the struggles that I go through with everyone who's kind of in the same basket. But I wanted to do that while also sharing this wonderful piece of her with everyone. And I think I did a pretty decent job at it. For it being my first time live streaming anything, there were a lot of technical difficulties, but and that was another thing, was I was learning something new. And Ashley was definitely a person who was constantly, learn something new every day. And I was learning new things about myself. I was learning new things about live streaming, new technological things about live streaming, things about video games, just kind of everything in between. And that was really nice. So the whole point of me talking about this is that I am going to try and keep up with YouTube a little bit better than I have been lately. And I'm really sorry for my absence. Life happens. And, for months, I've been like, oh, I really should do a video. Oh, this game looks so amazing. I really want to do this game so that people can watch it and I can experience it with everyone. And it's awesome, but I'm so tired. I've been thinking about different things I could do with the channel besides gaming that are still horror related. And I've thought about doing horror poetry readings or, doing short horror films with my friends or, things like that. And, I just want you guys to know that I miss you guys. And I really miss being able to sit down once a day and push out a video of a horror game for 15 minutes. But that goes back to the quality time, the time that I put into anything is valuable for me. And even if other people don't see it that way, it's really important for me to pick what I dedicate my time to and what I don't dedicate my time to. And I've been feeling a lot of regret with not doing as much with my YouTube channel recently as I would have liked to. Like, there were days that I would come home from work and say, hey, I am going to sit down and I'm going to do a, a recording of me playing this horror game, and it's going to be amazing. And I would do a recording of the horror game, and then I would never come back to it. And I have a really bad habit of doing that. I have that with TV shows. I do that with books. I do that with movies. It's awful. And I really, really want to stop doing that. It's something that I want to change about myself, because I don't want to be the incomplete person, the non-completionist, as it were. But I've really regretted just not being able to spend as much time and doing as much with this channel lately as I have been thinking about. I have these ideas, but lately it's just been a struggle just to follow through with them. And that's something that I haven't really quite figured out yet because I've always been like that. So I'm really hoping to start changing that soon. And, the scheduling for videos being released, I've thought about it, and, I'm thinking maybe 1 to 2 videos a week and a live stream every now and then. Because lately, I don't know if you've been keeping an eye on my Twitch channel, but I have been playing Dead by Daylight multiplayer with some of my friends, which was awesome. And my friend Dan, who is currently in the chat right now, actually joined us for this last live stream, and it was so much fun. I had a blast, and I'm going to be editing and putting up those live streams up on my YouTube channel as well. But I also was going to do a couple of, scary moments or funny moments kind of compilations, because I really enjoy watching other people who do that, and I think I would be really good at creating something like that. The only sad part is that I laugh a lot because I think I'm funny. So I usually am laughing at my own jokes, which isn't a bad thing. But I do have some plans that I want to do for this channel. I'm hoping to release at least 1 or 2 videos a week. I've been thinking maybe Wednesdays and Thursdays for releasing videos. And, doing a live stream on Friday, or, if I'm having, if I have free time on the weekends and I don't have, chores to do or anything like that, and I might just sit down and be like, hey, I'm going to stream Doki Doki Literature Club. Who wants to come? So, my coffee is getting cold. So, that's kind of where I've been in terms of trying to figure things out. And some of the ideas that I have for the channel. I do want to get together with some of my friends at some point and make like little short horror films that are either like funny or, absolutely terrifying. And that's just because I am passionate about the horror scene. Like, nothing is scarier than the unknown. And it's also very charming to me. And I'm just weird. And that's okay. Not everybody is into that. Everybody has sunshine and rainbows shooting out their butt. And, as much as I love being a happy person, I try to be a happy and positive person, I don't always have days where, I'm going to spit up on myself. I don't always have days where I'm happy or, positive. Sometimes I just need to get that energy out, that negative energy out, and that sadness out, so that I can be like, okay, here's this roadblock. I'm really sad. Let me be sad for a minute. And then I pick myself up and I move on. But oh jeez, I forgot where I was even going with this. I was talking about the horror films and then being a happy person. Oh, okay. So, with the channel, I know I've said it like 3 times already, but I do have plans for the channel, and I'm really excited for those plans to come to fruition to be able to share it with you guys. So on the topic of the 25 Days of Madness live stream, the first bit of news is that American McGee is making or trying to make a new Alice in Wonderland game called Alice Asylum. And I have posted the link for Patreon to support him in my Facebook, my personal Facebook page, Twitter, and my gaming page. And my business Twitter and my business gaming page. And I would highly recommend all of you go check it out, read his little blurb about, you know, what is the point of this? Why do I deserve your support? You know, sort of thing, because he is an amazing creator. And he's already been releasing art designs of some of the new Alice outfits, and they look phenomenal. And yes, I do plan on finishing the first Alice, the American McGee's Alice, which is the first Alice game in that little series. But I wanted a chance to do it when I could actually make a live stream and do a charity live stream. And this is where the second piece of news comes in. The Ashley Langbein Project has been working, the people who have been working there have been working really hard to make it a nonprofit organization. And that's all I'm going to say. But I have gotten permission from the people who are in that organization, which is official, by the way. I have gotten permission from both her relatives and the people who run the foundation saying, hey, I would really like to do a charity live stream for this so that, you know, we can sit there and live stream some of Ashley's favorite games, and any of the viewers who come in and donate some money, all of the money will go directly to the Ashley Langbein Foundation. And they thought it was a wonderful idea. They were like, that's so great. That's something that, you know, she would definitely do. That sounds amazing. Please do it. And I'm excited because that is essentially what I wanted to do with the 25 Days of Madness live stream, but the paperwork wasn't quite put in yet for that to happen. So please keep an eye out for any news and updates coming from me for a charity live stream for the Ashley Langbein Project. Just to give you a quick blurb about that, that is something where Ashley was very passionate about theater and psychology. And the money that would be raised for charity would go straight to the Ashley Langbein Project, which is a nonprofit foundation that raises money for the theater department and the psychology department at Emory and Henry College for students to do, you know, to fund projects, to fund scholarships, to fund activities like psychology lyceums, theater lyceums, workshops, anything like that. And it's super awesome. And I have been knocking away at my head to try and figure out how I can help that, because right now I am not in a financially good position to donate myself. But I want my viewership, who has been with me since the 25 Days of Madness, to, you know, check it out. If they want to donate, you know, and this is such a good cause, because you're not only promoting Ashley's memory of who she was, what she was about, even if you didn't know her personally, by giving to other students who have similar interests and have similar passions to Ashley. and to promote themselves through education and through their theater experience and the arts. And I just can't explain what a wonderful foundation that it is and what the meaning is for it existing, for lack of better phrasing. So I do have permission to do a charity live stream for that foundation, and I am over the moon about it. I am so excited about it. That is going to be something, though, that is going to take me some time to schedule. That is going to take me some time to figure out the logistics of it. Do I want to do a 24-hour live stream? Do I want to do, a couple hours of live stream every day? What games am I going to play? What platform am I going to play on? Anything like that. And if you guys have any suggestions, I am more than open to hearing back from you guys. I don't really hear a lot from you guys, except for the sparing funny comments or the grateful comments that I get on some of my videos. And I would love to get your guys' opinion, especially if you knew Ashley and knew who she was. Tell me what games you want me to play. Tell me the things that you want me to do. Should we do a poetry reading and anything like that. Anything that she was passionate about. Tell me what you want, and I will figure it out. Like, any good ideas, because I am not the only person that knew Ashley, and I am not the only person that was close to Ashley. And so any kind of input and feedback that you guys give me is really important to me, because that helps me see the different relationships that she had with everyone else, too. And, I am just so excited to have the permission to be able to do that. But again, just keep up with all of the news updates coming out and the posts coming out on my gaming Facebook or my Twitter. And yeah, I'm super stoked about that. Gonna say something else. I'm trying to think in my head of the list of things that I wanted to talk about. Oof, coffee's cold. Ugh. It's not that bad. It's just cold. Let me think. So those are some of the channel updates that I kind of wanted to rehash. There's a couple of channel rehashes and a couple of channel updates that I really am enjoying. Also a couple of game updates. We've got Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 5 coming out at some point. I have a whole list of horror games that I have never heard of / have heard of, that I've never played / not watched played, and that I want to share with you guys. Both on my platforms for YouTube and Twitch. And there are going to be a couple of games that I absolutely cannot play on YouTube because I will be playing it on my PS4 console, and for some reason I have a really difficult time trying to connect to YouTube in terms of live streaming. That's what happened with the Doom live stream, and it really annoyed me, but I was able to very poorly live stream Doom, the first couple of chapters of Doom, onto Twitch. And I think with Twitch, for the charity live stream, I'm really wanting to do the BioShock series because Ashley and I loved the BioShock series. She was actually the one who convinced me to play BioShock 2 just because it was a good game as a standalone game, not as a part of the series. And I absolutely agree with her. I agree with her. It is a very good game. It's not as good as the first one. Definitely not as good as the third one. And it doesn't really have a lot of story implementation towards the first one. But I also think it's really important to play it just to have that knowledge, because there are some instances, like very tiny tidbits for the third game that kind of bring that up. And it's really important to have that kind of backup knowledge just to say, oh, I get that connection, So that I'm kind of hoping to do on Twitch. So it might be one of those cases where I'll do a charity live stream on Twitch for the project, and I'll do a charity live stream on YouTube for the project, and all of the money, I will not be taking any of the money. All of the money that is donated on those two platforms for those charity live streams is going directly to the Ashley Langbean Project Foundation. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with donating on the live streams, I will have a link in the description and I'll put it up in the chat so that everybody can go check out and donate to it directly. But I will not be keeping any of the profits because this is not, I don't get paid to do this. I don't get paid to do YouTube. I don't get paid to do Twitch, and I want to keep it that way. I love doing this stuff, and I don't want to get paid for it. I don't really want it to be a job right now. Because that is something that I would have to figure out at a later time. And at this point, and we'll get to this in a minute, at this point in terms of careers, I'm in limbo, as it were. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But I will have things in terms of logistics and game ideas. You know, everything's kind of brewing in my head already. I've thought about this a couple of times. Excuse me. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I'll get your feedback, anything that you guys want to suggest. And we'll work out the logistics when it comes to that time. And I'm not sure what a good time during the year to do that kind of live stream would be. I kind of wanted to wait until Ashley's birthday next year. But if I can swing it, you know, I will try and do it sooner. But I'm not going to make any promises right now because I have a lot in my personal life going on that I need to figure out. But also, I want to be sure that I upkeep with YouTube enough to get a solid enough community to be able to do that. I know a lot of people are subscribed to me on YouTube. I know a lot of, you know, there's a couple of people who watch my Twitch playthroughs. But I want it to be something meaningful. And I want it to, you know, I want to be able to have people who knew Ashley and understood that, you know, she really loved video gaming, you know, a lot of the games that she loved. And I want to be able to share that with a community who understands that. But I also want to bring, you know, and this is where it kind of comes into the balancing act kind of comes into play, is where I also want to bring in new people to the community and explain to them, you know, this is who Ashley was. This is what she was about. I freaking love her and she deserves nothing but the best, and this is the way that we can continue her legacy and give to others at the same time who share in her passions and desires. And I kind of have to figure out how I'm going to do that in a, you know, not sellout way, if that makes sense. Because this is something where I absolutely want nothing but respect for her and positivity around that community and support and uplifting. And there's a lot in that area where it's very easy to go down a path you really don't want to go down in terms of that topic. But I, as her friend, want to do this in honor of her and to have nothing but the utmost respect for her, her memory, her legacy, things that are going to happen that will, you know, be in her name for the rest of time. And also respectful to her family. Because I love her parents. Her parents are amazing. They, honestly, I adopted them as soon as I adopted her as like my non-adopted little sister, you know, or my adopted little sister, sorry. And I love them so much and I want nothing but the best for them. And I want to treat the situation with the utmost respect and be sure that, you know, they get nothing but respect, positivity, and support for this. Because they have been working really hard on this foundation, and it's really important that the community and people show them, you know, hey, I'm really sorry that this happened, but here is what I want to give to you so that you can give to others in her name. So, all the logistics are going to be figured out for that. I will plan a stream schedule for that, and I will figure out all of the tidbits and details so that I can get that rolling, because that is one of the reasons why that is the biggest thing that I have wanted to do for this channel, is to do a live stream for her. And for the foundation. Which is but putting all of that aside, we've got a lot of new games coming up. We've got Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 5. You know, I'm really hoping Alice Asylum comes out within the next couple years, maybe. I don't know how far he's worked on it. I don't know any kind of updates or anything. But I am planning on supporting it when I can. Now, on that topic, I know a lot of people in their 20s kind of don't have a really good outlook on, oh, well, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? What am I going to do? And I kind of have hit a snag in the plan that I had set up for myself, along with the help of some of my family and Shawn. And I'm not going to say why, but I recently lost my job as an electrician. And I've been, for the last couple of weeks, going through that, trying to go through the steps to be able to make the process function and, you know, kind of explain what happens, because it's not really clear. And I won't discuss that here because the internet can be a very cruel place, and also I don't want to get in trouble for saying something wrong with anybody. And that includes for future careers to come. But in saying that, I have been doing a lot of job searching. I've been doing a lot of, you know, thinking about the kind of career that I have, and I have found something that I think I will be so successful at in the time being. There's a lot of contingencies that go along with what happened when I lost my job, and a lot of things need to be worked out. But I'm hoping to start working again soon, and that is something that is actually completely different from being an electrician, but something that I'm also passionate about. And I'm really hoping that I will be very successful in that, and that I will be able to move forward with that. But everything right now, without detail, everything is kind of up in the air right now. And I am just kind of rolling with the punches and just going for it. Just going straight forward. Just not looking back, not stopping, just going. And you know, I have my family coming up this week, and we're gonna celebrate on Saturday and, you know, just be together. I really miss my family. I haven't been able to see them in the last couple months, and it's just gotten to a point where I really just need to spend time with them. Like, I need their support, and I need them to be here, because I miss them so much, and they live 5 hours away, so I don't always get a chance to go see them. But they're coming to visit me this weekend, and I'm really excited for that, and I'm really, really hoping that, you know, whatever changes come my way for the future are nothing but full of goodness and abundance and learning and growing and improving myself as a person. And that's kind of what I hope out of life in general, but especially career oriented, because you're always going to have jobs that, you know, you may get along with a lot of the people, but there's a lot of negativity surrounding that environment. And that is something that I've kind of had to learn to push myself through. But, like, not every place is going to be a happy place to work. But right now, I'm trying to find where I want to be in terms of a job. Like, do I want to be happy at a job? Do I want to make as much money as possible with a job? Do I want both? Do I want neither? You know, it's stuff like that. And I'm 26 years old. I graduated from college. I graduated from high school. I have about 8+ years under my belt of working. I've held down about 10 different jobs since I've started working. And, you know, a lot of the stuff that I was hoping for with past jobs didn't come to fruition, not because not because of me, strictly. But there was a lot of, you know, miscommunication. There's a lot of, well, this doesn't really jive well, you know, kind of. It wasn't anything really sketchy. It was just stuff that the best way I can put it is just, you know, office politics. Is like, that's something where that's just the way it was. That was out of my control, and there was nothing I can do about that. But I don't have any aggressiveness over anything that happened. I am not mad at them for any action that they took, because this past time it was actually my fault. Like, things didn't come out thoroughly, and that was my bad. So, and I own up to that. That was totally in my hands to control, but I didn't think it was, and I panicked. So things kind of fell out. There was, you know, there was a falling out with that one, but I am very much looking forward to, you know, being able to keep in good standing with what happens and leave them with nothing but goodness, and continue on finding something that will fit me for a career for the rest of my life. You know, and it's been so rough for the last couple weeks for me personally. It's been extremely rough, and I can't really go into detail about it because that's a lot of personal stuff, but I have high hopes for what is to come. And that's the important part, is that I have a lot of excitement for what's to come. I have a lot of high hopes for things that are going to come to fruition. I am expecting a lot more from myself, and I am going to try and do the best that I can to, you know, expand and be successful in the job that I pick, and become a better person from that, and be able to work really well within that community and in that environment. And that is what I am most excited for, is being able to share that with the world. But that's been a couple of updates from me. I know that this has been going on for an hour, and I'm sure that you love to sit and hear me talk for over an hour about my life and this, that, and the other thing. But because I haven't been posting any updates on my pages, on my Twitter, on my YouTube channel, on my Twitch, I just thought it was really important for me to reach out to you guys and kind of let you know what was going on, because you guys are part of this community. I want to keep up with this community, and I want this community to keep up with me and grow and just be together. You know, happy, positive shit. Rainbows coming out everywhere. But I just thought it was important for me to kind of catch you guys up on everything that's been going on. No, I didn't do anything bad. It was just a falling out. I don't have any, you know, I'm not holding anything against them, because a lot of it was my fault in terms of losing my job. I'm hoping to have a new job soon. I had an interview yesterday, and I think I was a little bit too excited because I never actually thoroughly answered the questions. But I'm really, really hoping that I get that job, and I'm super stoked about it. And I will be over the moon if I get that job. I will. I will throw the biggest party. And I really hope that I really think that I can do well with this job. And I think it's great. It's a great place for me to be. You know, processes are being gone through. I, you know, had a lot of high hopes for being an electrician, and I still, without saying too much, that is something that I still have an interest in, but that is something that I'm going to have to take time to sit down and think about after certain things are run through. But it wasn't on bad terms. It wasn't anything like that. You know, there was nothing but positivity when things kind of had, you know, it was just kind of a confusion, unfortunate mess. So I don't have anything against them. I don't think they have anything against me. You know, things happen. Life happens, and you just have to roll with it, is essentially what I'm trying to say. But, you know, there's a lot of good things coming up for this channel. I have a lot of high hopes, especially, you know, with the charity live stream for the Ashley Langbean project, which I'm super stoked for. I cannot wait to figure that all out, get the logistics down, and get everything going for that, because that is going to be so exciting for me. That is something that I have been dying to do on this channel. But I've got a lot of backup videos that I'm going to do and release. I've got some compilations I'm working on. I'm still working on the Too Long Didn't Watch Alice Madness Returns. For those of you who don't really have like 2 hours to dedicate your time to watching me play on a live stream, which is fine. I understand. I love live streams, but there are some days where I'm just like, I don't have 2 hours. I'm sorry. I got to watch the 20-minute compilation video. I can get the gist. So I totally understand that. That's something that I kind of wanted to do for you guys, because I know a lot of you don't have the 2 hours to sit down and be like, I'm going to sit and drool in front of the TV, you know. You know, also some of the stuff that I've personally been struggling with in terms of like grief and emotions and stuff like that, things that I've been figuring out. It's a lot. It is. It's a lot to take in, but, sorry, I just looked at the chat. But it's going to be awesome. Everything is going to be super cool. And, you know, for everything that's going on with the Langbean project, I am really hoping that, you know, my message was clear enough and respectful enough for, you know, your taste, because I don't want to be disrespectful. I try really hard to think about what I say before I speak, and I just want nothing but to give to that. And by doing that, showing some of the stuff that Ashley was passionate about, including video games and including horror stuff. And there's so much that I have planned for this channel. I'm really excited. I need to work on the motivation to actually start doing stuff is my problem. Like, maybe like, because it got to a point where I was just so tired after work. I was like, okay, I have to cook dinner. Okay, I have to do chores. Okay, I really need to catch up with this. Or, you know, some days I would just be like, okay, I'm going to make Shawn get his own dinner. I'm going to get my own dinner, and I'm just going to sit in front of the TV and just be here, because the job that I had previously was very physically exhausting. And especially with the crazy weather that we've been having during the summer, it's been super hot outside, and I just wanted to do nothing but relax and just, you know, zone out. I am hoping to be better about that, because I have been missing doing stuff for this channel so much, and Shawn and Lauren and all of my friends will tell you about it, because I'm like, oh, I've really wanted to start doing more stuff. I really want to start doing more stuff for this channel. I want to be able to get things rolling again, and I will have to sit down and figure out a schedule and kind of get that together for you guys and send it out to the world. Say, hey, this is when I'm releasing videos. This is the time I'm releasing videos. What kind of games do you guys want me to play, etc., etc. So, but it's been an hour. And I know there hasn't been a lot of interaction with the chat. My laptop just restarted, so now I have to keep up with everything on my main computer screen. Excuse me. And Secrets of Myrtle, I can't read your message because your message has been retracted, and that is probably due to the mods who are watching this stream right now and making sure that nothing inappropriate pops up. So, my apologies, I can't read your message. Thank you guys. so much for joining me for this little coffee talk with Raven, and I am looking very much forward to what the future holds, and I hope that you guys are as well. And you guys sincerely mean the world to me, and I am so excited to share all of these exciting things with you and have you guys join in on everything. It's gonna be awesome. And I promise I will do my damnness to be better about this channel and upkeep. And I will say for this week, I don't know if I will release a video. I'm planning on it, but I kind of want to focus on reorganizing a lot of the stuff that I already have on my channel for the sake of making it look good and being more appealing. Because I do want to grow this community, and it's really important for me to kind of share all of my likes with everybody, have a solid community around me, because this is something that I absolutely want to share with everyone. So if you all please would just bear with me as things get figured out in my personal life, as things get figured out, as things get figured out with the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel. I am so thankful to have you guys here in this community with me, and I cannot wait for all of the stuff that is going to come out soon, and it's gonna be awesome. I have a lot of recorded content that I'm really excited to share with you guys, and hopefully I will get started on that this week and do some organizing to make everything look a little bit better. Well, that's a little inappropriate, Black Frank. Hello. So I am really looking forward to being able to share all of that with you. Here, give me 1 second. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just keep it clean. Just keep it clean. I appreciate that comment, that compliment, though. I will take that and run with it. But just for future reference, please don't say stuff like that in my chat. You can swear all you want. Sexual content is going to be down to a minimum, please. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys taking time out to listen and to kind of catch up on everything that's going on. It sincerely means so much to me that you guys come in here and enjoy my videos and my live streams, and I am so excited for the things to come and everything that I'm going to share with you. So in the meantime, I will hopefully see all of your lovely faces very, very soon. I'm hoping tomorrow to release a video. If that doesn't happen, I will let you know, because I have a lot to do this week, including cleaning the house, which is a bit more of a chore than you realize. It's okay. You're good. You're good. You're good. I appreciate it. I appreciate your humor. I like the sexual humor, but let's keep it clean for the sake of the community. All right. I will see you all. Bye, Black Frank. I will see you all very soon, and I cannot wait to share everything with you. I've said it like 3 times, but thank you guys so much for coming out and joining me. If you like this live stream video, you're welcome to leave a like, leave a comment, take a look at the chat, see what everybody said. And please remember that no matter what happens in your life, no matter snags or ruts that you hit, everything works out in the end. And that is what you should look forward to. So I love all of you very much, and I will hopefully see all of you for a wicked good time in the next video. Bye!